You have an aloe vera plant in your home. Maybe it sits on your windowsill, maybe on your kitchen counter. You've had it for years, and I'm willing to bet you have absolutely no idea what that plant is secretly capable of. Because one day, out of nowhere, your quiet little aloe vera, the same plant that barely needs water, the same plant you've forgotten to water for weeks, is going to do something so strange, so shocking, that you'll think your plant has broken. And I don't mean a leaf, I mean a flower. But here's the twist you won't believe. The moment your aloe vera blooms is actually a sign that something is terribly, dangerously wrong with it. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what your plant is trying to tell you and why a bloomed aloe vera changes everything. Let's start with what you already know. Aloe vera, the plant of immortality, as the ancient Egyptians called it. For thousands of years, this spiky green succulent has been the world's backup medicine cabinet. Sunburn, rub the gel; dry skin, rub the gel; digestive issues. That thick, clear sap has been used as a natural remedy across Egypt, Greece, India, and China for centuries. It's tough, it's useful. It's basically indestructible, and that's exactly why most people assume it's boring. We call aloe a succulent, a plant that stores water in its thick, fleshy leaves to survive long droughts. That's its whole survival strategy. It doesn't need much. A little sunlight, a little water, and it just sits there for years. And that's the trap, because you've trained yourself to think of your aloe vera as a static plant. Nothing happens. No flowers, no drama, no surprises. And then one morning, you notice something you've never seen before. You walk past your plant the way you always do, and suddenly you stop. Because rising up from the center of your aloe, right where no leaf should be, there's a long, tall stalk. It's growing fast, faster than any aloe leaf you've ever seen grow. Within days, that single green stalk stretches a foot, 2 feet, 3 feet into the air, and at its tip, tiny buds. Days later, those buds open, and suddenly your desert plant is covered in dozens of small, tubular, candle-shaped flowers. And here's the wild part that almost nobody knows: aloe flowers aren't green. They're orange. Sometimes vivid red, sometimes yellow, sometimes a shocking pink. A tower of flame-colored flowers rising off an otherwise plain green plant. It looks impossible. It photographs beautifully. And if you're like most people, your first instinct is, "My plant is blooming, this must be great news." It is not. Here's the truth you won't believe. In nature, an aloe vera doesn't bloom just to look pretty. It blooms for one reason only: to reproduce before it dies. Think about it. Most houseplants, when they're happy and thriving, show off with flowers. But aloe is different. Aloe is a survivor, not a show-off. When an aloe is comfortable, well-fed, and stable, it quietly spends its energy producing offsets. Those little baby aloes you find growing at the base. That's an aloe at peace. That's an aloe that plans to live forever. But when an aloe feels its life is in danger, when it's stressed, struggling, or reaching the very end of its lifespan, it switches to emergency mode. And emergency mode means one thing: produce a flower at any cost. Here's the science in plain words. When an aloe vera gets too old or suffers from intense stress, not enough light, extreme temperatures, root damage, severe drought that's gone on too long, the plant releases stress hormones. Those hormones override everything else. The plant stops worrying about its leaves. It stops feeding its babies. And it pours every last drop of stored energy into growing one single flower stalk, as tall as it can possibly get. Because that stalk doesn't hold a flower for you. It holds seeds that carry its genes, the plant's last desperate attempt to leave something behind before it collapses. That's why hitting bloom is such a shocking sign. The moment you see that orange tower, your plant is telling you it feels like it's dying. It believes this is its final season, and in many cases, if you don't step in, it's right. But here's what makes this story genuinely exciting, and what almost no one on the internet will tell you. A bloom does not mean certain death. It's a signal. And signals can save lives. The second you see that flower stalk appear, you've been handed a gift. Your plant has told you it's in trouble before it actually gives up. And if you know what to do, you can turn the whole story around. Here's your rescue plan. Number 1, check the roots. Remember, the number 1 stress trigger for indoor aloe is root rot from overwatering. Gently lift the plant and look. If the roots are brown, mushy, or smell bad, you've caught the killer early. Repot it immediately into fresh, fast-draining soil. Number 2, give it a shock of light. Stress from being stuck in a dark corner is the number 2 trigger. Move it to a south or west-facing window where it gets hours of bright, indirect sunlight. Aloe lives on light. Number 3, be brutal with water. Aloe hates sitting in wet soil. Water it deeply but rarely, only when the top 2 inches of soil are completely bone dry. Yes, even when it's flowering. And here's the counterintuitive bit: don't rush to cut the flower off. Even though the bloom signals stress, that flower stalk is also the most spectacular thing your plant will ever do. Let it open. Enjoy it while you fix the roots and the light and the soil. Most aloes, once rescued, will bounce back, keep their energy, and live on to bloom again years later when it's a reward, not a funeral. So now you know the secret. But let me tell you what else happens, because it gets even more magical. Remember those flame-colored flowers. In the wild, they're pollinated by sunbirds and hummingbirds. In your home, that's probably not happening. So once the flowers fade and the stalk dries out, you can do one of 3 things. Option 1, leave it. It'll dry, turn brown, and eventually you can snap it clean off at the base. Totally normal. Option 2, prune it while it's still fresh. Cut the stalk near the base, and you'll notice the plant keeps its energy for leaf growth instead. And option 3, which is my favorite, collect the seed pods. Yes, your houseplant's bloom can produce actual aloe vera seeds. Let the pods dry completely, crack them open, and you can grow brand new aloe plants from the seeds of the very plant that nearly gave up on you. Think about that for a second. A plant that thought it was dying didn't just try to leave a legacy, it handed you the tools to start the whole family over. That's not a sad ending. That's a victory. Here's the thing I really want you to take away. Your aloe vera isn't just decoration. It's a living system with a voice. That flower isn't a decoration either, it's a message. The plant looked at its own life, felt it slipping, and made the most dramatic decision it's capable of making. And once you understand that message, once you learn to read what your plants are silently telling you every single day, you stop being a person who just owns plants. You become the person who understands them. Next time your aloe sends up that impossible orange tower, you won't panic. You won't scroll past it. You'll walk over, check those roots, move it to the light and say, "I see you, buddy. Let's fix this." And then you'll watch your almost lost plant do something even more amazing than bloom. Come back stronger. If this changed the way you look at your aloe vera, smash that like button, because I'm about to reveal which other houseplants are secretly trying to send you emergency messages. And subscribe so you don't miss it. Your plants are talking. Are you listening? See you in the next one.